At the door, he motioned her in before closing the big double doors behind them. "Let's sit," he said, already walking to his desk. In a blink, he was behind it. A faint breeze tugged at her hair. The aftermath of him using his gift to cross the room faster than even a supernatural eye could track. He steadied himself with a hand on his desk. "Moved too fast that time," he murmured. Then he lifted his gaze, his pale eyes meeting hers. Apprehension zipped down her spine. For all his assurance she wasn't in trouble, it was hard to feel at ease with the alpha. It didn't help that his office was more like a library, or maybe a throne room in a czar's palace. According to Lizette, the inlaid floors and ornate woodwork weren't really Max's style. But it didn't matter what Max liked. The room wasn't built for comfort. It was built to impress. Specifically, it served as a reflection of Max's power in the North. When other alphas and their wolves visited the New York territory, they needed to feel the weight of Max's influence. To wolves, appearances were everything. Haley bit back a sigh. For a species of supernatural creatures with kick-ass powers, werewolves could be such mean girls. "Haley?" She looked up. Max stood behind his desk, an expectant look on his face. Yeah, keeping the alpha waiting was a bad idea. "Sorry," she said, bustling forward. As she went, she couldn't help looking toward the floor-to-ceiling windows along the room's back wall. The forest stretched beyond it, the view outside even more impressive than the room itself. When she reached the desk, Max waved her into one of the two visitor chairs. "Have a seat." Her stomach tightened. How many times had she heard those words before? Usually after she'd skipped class or failed to do her assigned chores around the lodge. Oh, and there was that one time she slugged Calvin Ketterby in the face for calling her Haley the Giftless. Actually, that might have happened more than once. She perched on the edge of the chair and put her hands in her lap. There. She was reserved, respectful. Whatever Max had to say, she was fully prepared to hear it. He sat and rested his hands lightly on the arms of his chair. For a moment, he regarded her in silence, his pale stare steady. It was hard not to squirm under that stare. Instinct wouldn't let her gaze directly into his eyes, as that would be a challenge to his authority. Her wolf most certainly didn't want to go there. But he'd said she wasn't in trouble, that he wanted to talk to her about a project. Seriously, how bad could it be? It was probably something silly. She offered him a tentative smile. "So," he said, "how do you feel about finding a husband?"